What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I am back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rivah. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. I actually took the day off yesterday and just kind of like focused on, doing other things and doing my hair, stuff like that. But we did have a lot of fun over there on my Instagram. So make sure you are following my Instagram, as I said just now. And we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the video.
And looking at, well, let me see. Look, entertain me. The queen is here. I don't go in like that. I go in to see where your pain points are.
Yeah.
I go in to see if your baggage is too much for me to carry or to help you unload. I'll say that. I go in looking to see, I want to see the little boy. I know your persona, but I want to see the little boy, right? So that's how I end up learning the men that I encounter, whether it's dating or whether it's relationship or whether just in general. I need to know who that guy is, because when you're used to dealing with high-powered men, you've seen it all. You know the persona. I know that's not really you, and you look good on stage and on television and everything, but I've learned how to decipher the difference between his persona and the little boy. I need to get to know what the little boy carries to determine if I'm going to deal with him.
Oh,
see what I'm saying?
What the wounds are, because every wound, okay, you can heal some, but every wound it's beyond your level of expertise.
Right. So I need to know where the little boy is at.
Yeah.
That's so I go in trying to see him. All of this stuff is cool, but tell me who you are. The world knows you as this. Your colleagues know you as this. Your company, everybody know you as this. I want to know him. What you want to know? I never find out by asking questions. I find out by creating an experience. Meaning, the most information
That's
I find
player
out.
Stuff you said right then. Just by the way,
what you mean?
That was truly player.
What you
I
mean?
don't ask questions. I create experiences.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Because what happens is men are the most vulnerable with me, not across the table. It's an experience. So meaning my clients that are more of the celebrity high power clients, I go to their homes. And I sit, we cook dinner, and laugh, joke, all that. It brings down all of the defenses.
That's the reason why they hollering at you. You at the house cooking dinner.
No, but they don't. But that's the thing. They don't end up being hot. They end up not hollering at me like that's. I'm like, God, what
It
is
ain't
this?
because they don't want to. They just know that, hey, man, I ain't really on that.
Right, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But my job is like Mary Poppins. I come in, I do what I do. I help you heal. I help you choose better women and all of that. And then I'm off in the wind. For me, none of what I do, even though I'm with these men that can give me anything, it doesn't mean that I'm interested. It means I'm doing my job. And my job requires me to put you in an environment to create an experience that gives you this soft place to land.
Yeah.
See, and her job that she's I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have no idea who this woman is. This is the first time I'm ever seeing her name. The first time I'm ever hearing her speak. But I'm intrigued by her mindset, and also she's saying a lot of key things. So taking this from her standpoint, I'm not sure exactly like what she does, but like taking this from her standpoint and putting it into like a relationship sector. The key things that she said is like looking to that little boy. And I think that's the big issue when it comes to like modern women and dating and getting into relationships that are just, superficial, about only finances, about this, about that. True love, admiration, and respect in a relationship comes from knowing that person in and out, right? Like knowing the inner depths of that person, understanding them. And when she says looking for that little boy, just like in my mindset, going into it or getting to know somebody deeply is looking at them as somebody's son, right? Looking at them as somebody's child who grew into being this person that they are, and knowing, like she said, the innermost intricate parts of them it changes the dynamics of the relationship. It adds a different layer of concern, of care, and as I said, as in esteem to that man that you're in a relationship with. And her saying, even being that soft place to land, that's what women are supposed to be in the relationship to their man. Supposed to be, not nagging, not arguing, not fighting, not fussing. Supposed to be that safe place that they can feel comfort in coming to you, confiding in you, talking to you, and just having that like relaxation whenever they come home. So I like this conversation. I guess we'll find out more of like the type of job she has, or what the work that she does as the video progresses.
How I start to help you figure out, like even the phone call you just heard me on with a high powered dude. I have to create that safe space. I was able just to hear him talk to me in those few minutes. I was able to pinpoint, so this is what this means, right? So if I was with him at the house and he was cooking, or we were just sitting out chilling or having a picnic or whatnot, he would have told me everything.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell wives: create the experience for him to be safe to come and share with you.
Do they listen?
Men listen to me quicker than women do.
Why?
I talk to men differently than I talk to.
Okay, you can help me out with that.
Here's the deal: women think they know a lot of the times, and what a man, like in my dating academy, this is my last enrollment. We just closed it for good. I teach women how to talk to men differently than you talk to your girlfriends. Right? And so women that are not ready to be in the feminine energy and buck the system, they don't listen to you. But when you as a woman come in the feminine energy and say, honey, that really didn't make me happy. You didn't say, honey, you did this. You said, honey, that didn't make me happy.
Feeling words, yeah.
Exactly. And you didn't place the blame on him. And this is just me. Now, this is April Mason gang right here. Men, when you're having sex with a man, he's asking
I've
you.
Never.
Not you.
Sex with a man.
Okay, I'm not with you today.
As a woman.
But when a woman is having sex with a man, what y'all want to know is, how does it feel? Which equals, am I making you happy? Right? So me understanding that you want to make me happy in the bedroom means you want to make me happy in other areas. So me saying that doesn't make me happy, it throws up your sex antennas, because you're happy, making me happy. It stems from your longing.
Wow, that's deep knowledge. And also what she said about women listening and men listening is two different things, and that's for sure. Like, we can see it where people, pick me, this whenever you're speaking and you're trying to literally assist, because it's an ego thing with women. When you're talking about relationships and when you're talking about certain dynamics of how, things should be, that things can work better cohesively, they're like, oh, I already know. Oh, yeah, I know that. Like, that's the quickest answer for a woman. Whereas a man, contrary to popular belief, will listen. Will be like, why do you say that? What makes you say that? Why do you think this? Why do you feel that? Like, they're more inclined to ask a question, whereas a woman is more inclined to leave the table with so many questions that she didn't ask because she was so busy trying to overtalk the other person, as well as so busy saying I know. So that's very, very true.
So that means, if you're doing something that I don't like, honey, that don't make me happy. It's just
simple.
Well, I didn't say you did anything. I'm just saying this right here and how I'm feeling right now, it doesn't make me happy. And that's it. We can leave it right here. Can we go to dinner? But I'm not happy, but can we go eat? Because you still got to feed your girl.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm personally, I don't want to be going to get something to eat if you ain't happy. So what's the compromise real quick?
No. We're going to dinner. I just put a pin in that. I'm not going to take what this situation is about me not being happy with you at the moment and take that over into other areas. I don't do that. I wasn't raised to do that. I was raised to where if you can have an issue, and if it ain't nothing detrimental, put a pin in it and go about your way. We're gonna come back to this, but I'm not going to treat you any differently, and you're not going to treat me any differently because I said what you did didn't make me happy.
If we know,
that's a big key that's missing in a lot of lives and a lot of relationships. in a lot of just family dynamics on a whole, there's no such thing because, if you're literally in a lot of households, you're raised that you can tell the problems that are going on like within your home. Like if your mom is maybe mad at your dad, you can feel the effects of that because that anger is not only targeted towards that person. It's like, oh, she's mad, so everybody's gonna get in trouble because she's mad at everybody. And I'm just talking about like basic family dynamics. So it's interesting that she can say like, we're gonna stick a pin, we're gonna go do this, we're gonna go do that, because a lot of people can't do that. And again, because of ego, they can't just be like, you know what, this is not even something to address right now. I'm just going to tell you this, and then let's just keep it pushing, and then we'll come back and have a conversation when we're in a happier place, when we're both able to speak about it and articulate ourselves in a better manner. That's a big deal that a lot of people cannot do, but should do.
That there will be an allotted time for us to deal with it.
Let's talk about it later.
There's an allotted, and I'm not getting a version of you that is unpleasant until we have that conversation.
Exactly. I was taught not to do that. And one of my good friends, we've been friends for over 20 years, Rodney Perry. When I got my divorce, he was like, friend, I'm going to tell you something. That if you can make love, you can make up. Is what he said. He says that when you don't want to be making love to somebody, that it's done and over with.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. And I carried that with me because in my marriage, when we went to counseling for the last time, he said, I don't understand her. He said, what do you mean? We can have a falling out and she'll still want to have sex and want me to take her go get something to eat. Because I still wanted to make love to you because we could make up, right? I didn't understand that's what Rodney said until I was doing it. I didn't understand it until, my divorce was over. But it's when I wanted to stop. Don't touch me. Because I knew you going down to the basement. If I'm going to, honey, I know you're mad, but I'm hungry. And I don't feel like cooking today. Can we go get something to eat?
Mm-hmm.
And my demeanor hasn't changed. And I'm like, you still got to come sleep with your wife. You can be mad and do whatever you got to do, but you got to come handle your business and you take your ass back down to the basement.
Come on.
Right.
Guess what? You don't want to go back to the basement because we went to dinner. You still mad? So you going to be mad. So you going to see all of this and you still be mad.
Oh, wow. That's what you say?
I ain't got no panties on. You going to still be mad.
Because you mailed them to the people out there.
And so creating that allows us to have that conversation that we needed to have.
Good, man. But yeah, honestly, man, so many people they don't get that.
And I think this is why when people say that intimacy or, lovemaking in a relationship does not matter, it definitely matters. Like, it definitely matters that both people are pleased in that aspect of their relationship, because that saves people from a lot of breakups, a lot of divorces, a lot of, certain trials and stuff that you go through. That helps you get through it, because if you are not attracted to that person, number one, and if you are not, pleased or happy in the intimate part of your life, oh, please. It's so easy to just get up and walk away and be over with it and not want to deal with it. Because at the end of the day, you're like, so what? Who cares? Who cares if we're not doing that? Who cares if we're not, sleeping together? Who cares if we're not this or if we're not that? But if you're attracted to your spouse and he or she walks past you a certain way, and even if you're upset, you're going to be like, should I still be angry? Because why do I feel like I don't want to be angry anymore? So that's true. And women, if a man is not sleeping with you, you have a huge issue on your hands. If a man does not want to sleep with you, you can just call that relationship done, or you need to do a lot of damage control to fix that. But with women use that as a weapon. And especially when you're married, you cannot use that as a weapon, because that's your right for each other. That's your right to for your spouse. And also that's something that binds you guys together and keeps you guys connected. So using that as a weapon for so long, that creates a whole different aspect of problems that probably we should go into for another video. But
women, they just don't get that piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know for guys, that feminine energy right there, it will make us soften. Yeah. Even if we don't want soften.
You don't want
it'll make us soften, and it'll make us be like, damn.
Yeah. But it creates the environment for whatever we were mad about to have that conversation. The issue becomes women don't always want to be the one waving the white flag all the time. Sometimes we want y'all to be the person that comes in and do exactly what I just did.
And God forbid if you are the guy that does it all the time and you're the woman that has to be on the other side of it. You got to prove to me. You got to change. I need time. I need a minute. I need give me some time. You know. Yeah. Eventually, that guy's gonna be like, yeah, man. Do you be happy, boo? I mean, you ain't happy. It's clear you ain't happy.
Yeah.
Just be happy.
Right. And so that's what a woman this generation or these women would say, well, her movement, that's a pick me movement. She just want to cater to men. No, I understand how to get what I need. Yeah, there's some term they call pick me, like pick me, I'll do whatever I gotta do.
Pick me?
Pick me.
What?
I had to look it up.
Pick me up, like pick me.
Pick me, like pick me up, like pick me. I'm here. I'm a pick me. I'm a pick me girl. I'll do whatever I gotta do to cater to you just so you'll choose me. No, that's not what that is.
Are you kidding me?
Oh God, no. It's like no.
That really breaks my heart, man. I mean,
finally somebody understands. Finally, April, you understand and you acknowledge that people say that about women who ultimately just understand men and understand the things that they want or value out of a relationship and the ways how to maneuver to be able to be in a position to receive that from your spouse. So, I mean, at this point, if it's being a pick me, oh well. Oh well, because a lot of people will not be picked because they choose to be arrogant, they choose to be egotistical, and they choose to only care about self and not to even look outside of themselves to care or find out information about that other part, about the other part about the other person who would be in the relationship with them.
That's some bull, bruh.
It is, and it's like if I'm telling you, men are very simple. No disrespect.
I feel it. I feel it. I'm not disrespected at all.
Men are very simple. Talk to them in a particular way. Respect them. Feed them. Give them some. Give them some validation. Stroke an ego, and there you get whatever you want.
But I did. Let me play devil's advocate. Yeah, but I did that. But he ain't. That ain't do nothing. It wasn't until I nutted up on the nigga that's when I was able to get a different response.
Okay, but now let's stop right there because that is true in some cases. Some men that are used to being talked to crazy, they don't know how to receive you just being, honey, can you? They don't know how to receive that. It ain't until you get up in their face. Look, I'm tired of telling your ass that you doing the same BS all the time. That's when they feel loved
and sometimes when you look at a man who's like that and who's receptive to that, you have to look at his mother and how she talked to him, how she treated him, how she treated his father as well, because they feel like that's how women are supposed to act and supposed to behave. So that's another aspect as well.
That's what they know.
Then you don't need to be with that guy.
And you don't need to be with that guy.
And if he's not willing to intentionally heal in that place.
Exactly.
But what's going to happen is, if you saw dysfunction and what have you, and people putting their hands on other people, it won't be long.
Yeah, right. Because it's like sometimes they don't feel loved unless you yelling at them.
Yeah,
it's kind of like kids. Clean your room. Clean your room. Johnny, clean your room. Why the hell you won't go clean the damn room? And it's like, I shouldn't have to do that. You should hear me the first time when I'm saying it in this manner.
Yeah.
And people have to get reprogrammed to being talked to in a kind way.
Yeah.
Women have to learn that you can't talk to men the same way you talk to women. Yes. And so my friends be like, when men come around, you talk different. I said, because I know what I'm talking to. You can't give a cat dog food and wonder why it's not taking it. It doesn't work that way.
Yes, ma'am.
And I said, so you want me to talk?
You can't give a dog.
You can't give a cat dog food and wonder why it's not taking it. Cats don't eat dog food. So why would I talk to a man in a way that I talk to a woman? I don't talk to men like that. I actually talk to men like this.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've never seen you, be all untoward in any way towards any person that I've seen. I've seen you, upset with dudes, but no, you ain't never really. I never seen that.
Because I don't do that. And so women look at it as she's just trying to get something out of it. No, it's understanding what a man is.
Yeah.
It's like you want him to learn woman. I just took the time to learn man, right? And women get upset because they see men catering to you when you come around.
Yeah.
When I was at the Ross event, Honey, that was the April Mason event, honey. When it came to how I was treated by the fellas. So it was like maybe 40, 50 dudes and maybe 5 women that came to this event.
Whoa.
It was $25,000 a head. But only 5 women, and maybe 5 or 6, and 2 of them came with dudes, right? And here's the deal. I heard women complaining about, oh, it's cold in here. But I already had somebody's jacket because all I said was, oh, it's cold. He came and gave me his jacket. And then when we went to lunch, I gave him back his jacket. I said, thank you so much for your jacket. When I sat back down, he came and put his jacket back on me. Didn't have to ask. Right? Another girl was.
Did you reach in the pocket to see if it was some money in there? Because, you know, you didn't
I didn't even think to do that.
Don't you do that.
I'm going to do that next time.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this for me? And so another girl was like, oh, it's cold in here. I said, girl, all of these men asking for their jacket. I said, well, I don't know why y'all scared of them. I said, they would be delighted to do that, to give you their jacket. So there's a clip that I have on my Instagram where I show that I asked a man to help me up the steps when it was time for me to speak. No other woman had done that, right?
Oh, the picture?
No, it's another video. No, it's another video shortly under that. It's like maybe 40 seconds. And it's me using it as a lesson to where we were walking up these steps. There was no rails.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is right here.
So what happened was I watched women for 2 days go on stage or, you know, not wait for a man to actually help them. Right? And when it was my time to speak, I said, excuse me, can you help me up the steps? And he said,
of course.
Huh? It wasn't like a startle. It was a startle from the standpoint of, you want me to help? It was like, oh, yeah. He helped me up the steps, right? When I finished my speech, he was right there waiting for me. After that, the other women that came up, he was there to help them, right? When I posted it, women, he should have knew that. Hey, he should have knew to do that.
Okay.
I'm like, shut up. Here's the deal.
Wow.
Men have gotten.
What's going on with the? Okay.
Because women have this mindset of what y'all should know, right? But what they don't understand is the part that we have played in desensitizing the gentleman. Meaning, if every time you offer to help a woman, she hits your hand,
I'm good.
I got it.
I got it.
I don't need you. What you want? It's not that you don't have chivalry in you.
Come on.
It's just dormant because you've been told no. So from that moment on, being the only woman that even thought to ask, like, I'm not going to walk up the steps by myself. And I'm sure women, oh, she didn't have to do that. But I did, because there were men in the room. If you want a man to lead, you got to put yourself in a position for him to do so. So all I did was create the space. Excuse me, can you help me up the steps? And after that, KD, I was taking my plate to the garbage. Here come my brother. I got that for you, queen. Anything that they thought I needed, because I opened up. It's okay to assist.
It's okay to assist me. I need assistance. I need you. Is basically the thing that she's throwing out there. Hey, I need you. I do need you. And so, as a man, okay, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is you need, I got you. Different men coming in to play the role that they naturally want to play, but are always shot down when they're doing it, you know? And I like the thing that she said about, you know, women be like, oh, well, he should have been known. They should have been had somebody standing up over there. Okay, but at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with asking a question. There's nothing wrong with asking for stuff that you need, because at the end of the day, ultimately, no one's reading your mind. Right? And those are the same women who turn around and will be like, I got it. I don't need it. I don't need you. I'm good. It's crazy. And piggybacking off of that, the thing that she said about creating, desensitizing the men is so true. So that's why even with how the state of even like men now, when it comes to dealing with modern women, because modern women accept literally anything. They literally accept anything when it comes to dating, when it comes to, the standards that they have within themselves, within relationships. So these same women get so upset of how they're treated by men, but literally, are in competition with men, don't respect men, feel like they don't need men at all, but then still want the same men to do kind things for them. And it does not work that way.
It's like, okay, I can be what I am. A man, I don't have to be, I don't have to not think to help nobody. I can actually be of service, right?
Right.
And from that moment on, Anything that they thought I needed, it was boom, 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 boom. Everything.
Yo, I don't understand why women feel any type of way about the submission or the weak, as it were. Because the rewards come to y'all when you're weak, not just from men.
Yeah,
the
yes.
government
Everywhere.
When I tell you, if you just say I'm weak or I need help, and I said something about the weaker vessel one time, man, I got lambasted. Like, ain't nobody.
But we are, and it's okay that we are. It doesn't mean we're equal human beings. As humans, we're equal. But when it comes to the strengths and all of the other things, we're not even built the same way. So I'm okay with being a weaker vessel, whatever they call it, because it get me most stuff. It gets me in places that I probably wouldn't get to. It allows a man to come and take the weight off of my back.
Oh, that's such a good point. I mean, okay. When you think about men, right? When men and women are raised, when men are younger, they are allowed to like kind of like go play. Yeah, they have chores like taking the garbage out, maybe certain things like that, but like they're more kind of like not in every household, but in a lot of households, they're more like loved a lot by their mothers. Yes, they might have chores and stuff, and this also depends on where you're from, your background, all of that, right? Women are more of like, what are your grades? What are your this? What are your that? Make sure that you're helping. Make sure that you clean this. Make sure that you do your laundry. Make sure that you're cooking. Make sure that you're, and again, this depends on your background. And the thing is that men, when they're children, and depends on your household as well, you have a very short window of actually being able to be a child. You have a very short window of that, of being able to be vulnerable, to be emotional, to be, sensitive about certain things. You have like a small window. Whereas women, we get that our entire lives, right? We get the ability to be emotional, be dramatic, be, all of these childlike behaviors, because when you go into marriage, people always look at you in a certain manner. They're willing to assist you, to help you if you can't get it together, if you can't figure it out, right? More times than not, if you see a woman that has a flat tire on the side of the road, you're gonna see men come to assist and try to help in any way that they can. If you see a man on the side of the road with a flat tire, you might see somebody come over there trying to help him. Otherwise, you're going to see him over there trying to figure it out on his own, right? So I think that's a big thing that's missing when it comes to relationships, is that, women expect men to just be all of these things. But I think a big part of a relationship is allowing that man to feel that space that he doesn't feel in the outside world, that he can feel comforted, he can, be fed, be, his clothes washed, his house taken care of, everything done for him in that sense, because he always has to figure it out and have to do everything on his own, in the world. So, and that high expectation. So, I don't know. I like the things that she's saying. I really like this woman, and we're definitely going to be reacting to more of her content. I don't know where I'm going to have to go to find it, but I'm definitely going to find it.
And I'm okay. My wrists are broke. I'm okay with that. It doesn't make me feel less than. I understand as human beings, we are equal. I understand that. But God made us different for a reason. And I'm okay with the differences, because the differences benefit me.
Yes.
And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I am so okay with it. Yeah. I don't believe that a woman can do what a man does, and nor should she want to. Because when we do what a man does, look at our wombs. They messed up. They full of fibroids. Look at our stress levels. Look at all of the women's health issues that we are dealing with, because we want to prove something. I ain't got nothing to prove. I stay at the spa. I stay letting people help me. Man, would you like me to help you with your groceries? It could be one bag at Publix. Yes. I say yes. Can I pump your gas, sis? I know you want a couple dollars, but yeah, you can pump my gas. Because what it keeps doing is keep putting me in the receive mode. Keep putting me in the let a man do what a man do mode. So I'm like, y'all can't say, well, he didn't even open the door. Or no, you can't say you want him to go, not pay, you want him to pay for dinner, and you get mad if he asks you to go 50-50, but you got it. You take your pick.
Yeah,
which one is gonna be?
That's so funny what she said about the gas, because when I lived in New York, there was like this one gas station like in my area that I had to go that they would actually like pump your gas for you still, and I would literally like be on E, but I'm going to that gas station because if they're there and they're willing to do it, like she said, even if you have to give them some money for doing it, give them like a tip or whatever, just out of being kind, I would absolutely do that. Because why would I do that if I didn't necessarily have to do that? And it's not about being like uppity or anything like that, but it's about like, yeah, like being sticking in your feminine energy at all times. It's because a lot of women can't control and decipher when they're being feminine, when they're being masculine, who they're talking to. You need to stay in that mode at all times.
Even open the door. Well, hell, you can do it for yourself. Make up your mind. And that's the thing. It's like, as women, we want the chivalry. We want the love. We want to be seen and heard. But we won't allow ourselves to be, because our traumas got us so freaking locked up that we think everybody's trying to get us. I dealt with. That's why I can speak about it so passionately.
Yes.
Now,
you need to. That's a t-shirt, right? That's a t-shirt. That right there, that's a t-shirt. Two more areas that we're gonna wrap this up, man. We've been on for a very, very long time. So we talk about the hurt, and they don't want to be hurt. They don't want to be wounded, and I get it. I promise you, April, I get it. I understand it. I guess my question is, what did, especially having to be beholden to a man, but a lot of their moms were married 30, 40, 50 years. What happened in that situation that caused some of our women to be so, you want marriage, but it's like you got all the education, you got all the other stuff, but a man was here on your priority level. Everything else was here because they told you, get your education, take care of yourself, don't depend on no man. Why would a mom who was depending on a man for 50 years, 30 years, 20 years, tell her daughter, I don't want you to be like me?
Because a lot of those women also, although they were married, they dealt with a lot of abuse. So back then, women were not educated to where they could go make their own money. So, and back then also, men were abused. Even now, a lot of them dealt with abuse, but they could not leave. And the children saw that. So although we have this imaging when we go to church, like everything is all good, daddy was still an alcoholic. Daddy was still putting his hands on mama. Daddy was, if he wasn't putting his hands on mama, he might have been emotionally abusive to her. But because mama did not have her own financial stability, mama had to stay.
And women that get a divorce, a woman who has graduated from college and has her own financial means of taking care of herself, 92% of divorces that happen, she files.
And I think it's a good point to make, besides just, abuse and alcoholism and stuff like that. I think it's important to note that sometimes those women were just in relationships that they kind of just got into, and they didn't know. A lot of women worked. Let's just be there, but like the ones that maybe did not work or didn't have any other option. Sometimes it was just the fact that they were just kind of like in a situation. They were doing everything, and maybe they just, they themselves were not happy, even though they were married. They just didn't know how any, other ways to go about it. And maybe they would have told their children things that they had no experience in. They had no idea what the outcome would be, how unhappy and how miserable the child would be in going in a different direction and a different route. So they were saying things to their children of what the children should be doing, but they had no experience in it. So I think that's something to mention also.
Because she can take care of herself. I think the number is either 25 or 32% in the cases in which they don't have the resources to be able to do it themselves.
And it's been a catch-22 for us because, yes, our mothers may have gone through things because of not having the financial backing, but it makes it easy to walk away when you do have a financial backing and you are self-sufficient. It makes you not want to have to deal with nothing or have to work through things. Now, certain things you just don't work through. It's a wrap. But most of the time, to answer your question, is because of what women went through being married. not having the same rights, not being able to go to work and make a living and have to depend on a man, and then he dictate how you gonna eat. He dictate, how the house is being ran, and he may be abusing you, and he might have some women on the side, and he got, back then they had all whole families that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
So that's why Mama can be so venomous in her words when she say, "Go get educated and get your money." And there was nothing wrong with that, but the downside of it was they weren't pushing, but be a feminine woman while you do it.
No.
Keep your girl while you do it.
Mm-mm.
That's the part. So we've gotten so far to the other side.
So who knows how to? So we haven't seen it because they didn't see their mom do it. Mm-hmm. Many of this generation or our generation, whatever, they're not. They didn't see their moms do what they're doing. So they're first generation accomplishment, etc., etc. In many cases.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't see a model with this, you got to kind of figure it out on your own.
That's what I had to do. Because my mother was on the other side. She was more of what I thought was passive back then, and my stepfather was very verbally abusive to her. And she depended upon him. She had a little daycare at the house, but he ran the money, and he did have a job. But my mother was very what I thought was passive. I now understand she was just a feminine woman that chose the wrong man. Is what she was, right? So me seeing how he mishandled her, I got extremely hard. So the woman that you see now, I had to learn how to get to the middle. So I do know how to take care of myself, and I'm very self-sufficient. I just don't lead with that. So it's understanding, like I tell women all the time, use your resources to get into the rooms where those men are that you want to meet. But when you get into the rooms, your accomplishments and your how much money you have, you don't play on that. Because those men don't need you for that. You might need the money to get in the room, but the men in the room don't need you for no money. Okay. So you got to know how to balance that. I had to learn that. So everything that I've shared with you today are things that I had to actually go through and learn because, I watched my mother be mishandled and I went extremely left. Man, screw these dudes. And what I did, I now use my girl for good now. But what my thing was, I used to crush men before they could get to me. So I knew how to put you in the palm of my hand and crush you. And that was my vice. I didn't want you. The moment I felt like I could have you, okay, whatever. It was that for me. Wow. I was that girl. Like, I was a savage. I'm a reformed savage. And that's why I know a lot of the things that I know and can teach women how to use them for the good. Like I always tell people, Delilah knew something in the Bible, not necessarily her motive, but look at her method. The method still works. You determine what your motive is going to be. I realize, April, you ain't hurt nobody but yourself. Although you're looking at what happened to your mom and you're crushing men just because you don't like them. And I remember I went through the 12 years of molestation with my father and stepfather. Wow. So I'm crushing hearts. I'm luring you in with seduction, but I don't really want you because look at what I'd had to go through. So I had to heal through that, which is, like I said, why I'm able to speak man the way that I am. I don't know if that's
what is the catalyst of your healing?
Results. I didn't like the results I was getting in life. I always tell people if you don't like what you're getting in life, that means you need to change.
Yeah.
So although I was this hardcore savage and crushing fools' hearts, I was very soft and gentle.
It doesn't look like you're crushing the hearts, though. That's what I'm saying.
What?
It look like you're crushing. You're crushing.
Fire, man. And my best friend taught me that. He said, y'all funnel everything through sex. Everything through something sexual.
You're crushed. You're doing like this. Well, I don't know no heart. It just be dangling. I don't know the dangling heart. I'm just saying.
Well, crush. Although I was hurt, I created that wall. I created that woman.
Yeah.
That wasn't my true self. I was very soft and gentle and just.
That's a key word. You create this person because of your traumas, but naturally, is that the person that you are in your true nature? No, it's not. So you're really getting back to your true nature of yourself, not necessarily changing into becoming a feminine woman. You're being the feminine woman that you, by nature, are supposed to be.
Loving, caring, like I cater. I'm a caterer. I like to take care of my man and all of those things, right? As long as it's a reciprocal thing, right? So that's really who I am. But I created this hardcore woman and I was battling within, right? And that's where the result had to change. And I remember I was somewhere, and Bishop Tudor Bismarck, I met him, and he looked at me. He said, "You're a rhinoceros," and I was like, "What you mean?"
First of all,
Whoa.
What?
I'm just saying a rhinoceros. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
couldn't have said an ostrich.
Right? No, he
Quail.
said, "You're a rhinoceros," and I said, "What do you mean? Have you ever been to my country?" I said, "No." He said, "Have you ever touched a rhinoceros?" I said, "No."
You never been to South Africa or to Africa?
No, I haven't. I want to go.
Yo,
I
April's
want to
crazy.
go. I want to go. I've been wanting to go to Johannesburg for a minute.
Go to Cape Town. Joburg is fun. Just it's cool.
Don't
But
crush my dreams.
I'm not gonna crush your dream. I'm just saying, Joburg, you got to be about that life just a little bit.
They say it's kind of like New York.
Joburg is interesting, yeah, but it's fun. Hey, don't get me wrong. It's
I want
extremely fun.
I want the whole African experience.
You got to go to Cape Town. Is so beautiful.
Okay.
If you're going to South Africa, just go to both of them.
Okay. So he said, "Have you ever touched a rhinoceros?" I said, "No." He said, "A rhinoceros, when you go like this, it's very hard. But when you go like this, it's very soft." He said, "That's you." And that was me. So I created this exterior because of what I had gone through in life and what I had gone through with men, right? I had to, based upon all the stuff, the rapes and all that stuff that I'd gone through in my earlier years, I should hate men. We shouldn't even be able to have this conversation. But the core of who April Mason is was that hope in the middle. So I had to come to my resolve and say, I'm just going to be her. And I'm going to choose men that can receive and protect and guard that part of who I am.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So in order to choose those men, I had to change my appetite for what I was programmed with.
Okay.
And so that's where that process started.
And listen, her story, the situations that she went through, all of that I mean, that's completely understandable as to why she behaved and maneuvered the way that she did. I mean, the men that were supposed to love her and protect her misused their power with her. So that's easy to understand. And a lot of women go through things like this. But as she said, being who you are, being your true essence, and having a better, what word would I use? A better picker, right? A better picker of men, and knowing the type of men that you should be attracted to, and not going for just a certain look or a certain idea of what a man is, and actually learning yourself and changing yourself will attract a better person that can handle you in that state. So I think that's a good point that she made.
Taking place, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And when you talk in closing here, I think about a lot of the music that's out, the Meg Thee Stallions, the City Girls. I mean, a lot of that, the stuff that really talks about, and then even just women empowerment. It's more like,
I'm trying to prove to you that I'm a dude. I can do what you do.
Yeah,
too.
real trick. I don't care about you. All you can do is,
slide in the DMs, get the keys, creep in at night.
Scamming. Yeah.
That's hurt. That's hurt.
That's hurt. And it's hard to tell people that's hurt music.
That's hurt music.
That's hurt music.
That's hurt music. I said, on my playlist, there are no sad songs. I don't want to hear another sad love song, because what people don't understand is that gets in your energy.
Some of them feel good about themselves though, because it makes me feel good.
Validate.
No, but that music is singing to your trauma. That's singing to like the trauma that, like, for example, that April went through. That's like, that music is singing and triggering that same trauma that she healed from. That's what a lot of people listen to. They love it and it makes them feel good and it makes them feel strong. But then they have to ask themselves, why does this make me feel so strong? There has to be a reason.
It empowers me, like I
ain't the only one.
Right? I don't need no N-word. I don't need this. And so when I play that, when I hear that, it makes me feel great. And I feel up. But that stuff, to your point, it's in your spirit.
Yep, it's in your spirit. And then when you go home at night, and that's when my shift started. I remember I would be happy, go lucky during the daytime. But I would cry myself to sleep almost every night, because that gentler side of me that wanted to be cared for, that wanted to be seen and heard, that was the real. I always tell people, femininity loves the dark. And what I mean by that is, femininity is all about being open and being vulnerable. When are we most open and vulnerable?
Can't
at
nobody
night.
see us, yeah.
Nobody see. Okay. So that was my being vulnerable. But then I got to put the mask on and let these fools know I ain't about that life. Play with me if you want to. I had to put that back on the next day.
Yeah.
But after, the kids are in bed and all that, my kids never got to see that side of me. I'm bawling because there's nobody laying next by me. I do my best when I'm in relationship.
Yeah.
But I hadn't gotten all of that hurt out of me yet to be able to receive somebody. So there's a dismantling that happens. Even though you might know these things that I teach, there's a dismantling that happens and that should happen. You shouldn't learn this stuff and just immediately go get into a relationship.
Right.
Let the dismantling happen. Go through the process of this has to happen, and I'm becoming a better woman for me first, or I'm becoming a better man for me first. Because people will say, well, if you know all that, why are you single? Because I should not have been with nobody. Because I would have messed that up. The dismantling had to happen. Or just because you learn something in a book, just because you read a recipe in a book, it don't mean you know how to do the recipe without the book.
Right.
You still have to go through that process. Just because the knowledge is there, it doesn't mean you have applied it. The information is there, it doesn't mean you have applied it to turn it into knowledge yet.
Right.
And you still have to go through, the mama stuff, the daddy stuff that they put on you, their training, their belief system. It can take years to do that. Doesn't mean that you don't move forward in a relationship, but understand whoever you move forward with, and if they're a good, healthy person, they still gonna trigger you. You still gonna feel nervous. Although I've been healing myself and I've been taking this time and I've been meditating, I don't give a damn about that. If ain't no man or no woman there to trigger you, to see and challenge what you've been doing.
To see and to challenge the work that you said or you claim that you have done. That is true, because when you're in a relationship with someone shines that mirror up to you. So is this really who you are? Is this really what you're made out of? Have you really healed in this aspect of your life? That's a good point that she just made.
Actually work. Or if you've just been saying it.
Oh.
You will never know until you get into a situation.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to wait for God to send me. You wouldn't know God's voice if God was standing there talking to you, because you said, God, I want this job. You got the job. You had to go pray about it again. You didn't even know that was the answer. So y'all praying about stuff that you're getting the answer to. When God told you to leave and you got the memo to leave, no, I ain't going to leave yet because I'm waiting on God. It already is there. Yeah. So God can't sing you no mate because you can't hear God's voice. No way.
Exactly.
So all of this is just, I'm protecting myself. I don't want to be open, so I'm going to put it on God. I'm going to wait for God to send me a godly man. No, you don't want a godly man. You want a church dude. Godly man and a church dude are two different things.
Right.
First of all, this video is amazing. I like I said in the beginning of this video, I've never heard this lady speak before. I love her. I love her so much. Love her mindset, and I love her authenticity when she does speak. 2 points I want to make before we close out this video. One thing is that a lot of women are afraid to delve into their feminine energy for so many different reasons. One, because you're going to have a lot of people who are attracted to you. You have a lot of people who are attracted to you, who, like you, or because you're just so different from what the norm is and what they see. And a lot of women don't know how to handle that. And two, I mean, just being nice and being kind and people like you, you know what's up. You know who you are. You know that you are the person who, controls access to certain things. So there's nothing to really be ashamed or upset about if a lot of people are attracted to you. It doesn't mean that you have to be in relationships with these people. It just means that you are active in your feminine energy. And if you are active in your feminine energy, men are going to be attracted to you. And two, I like the fact that she was saying stuff about the traumas and the drama and the hard exterior and then crying to sleep at night, because a lot of women who are, coming on social media and showing this bright face and this energy, oh, we don't need them, we're good, we could do this by ourselves, if he don't have the money, if he can't buy me a Birkin bag, da-da-da-da. You have no idea the stories that their pillows would tell. If only you knew. And also, there's a lot of women who are vouching for, you don't need a man, you could do this, you could do that. And literally, they are in relationships. So the only person that's alone is you. So let me know what you guys think about this video. I would love to hear what you guys think about this video. I'm doing more of these reactions, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. I do post a video every single day. If you hit that notification bell, it will notify you wherever you watch. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so very much. And I will see you guys later. Mwah.